Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Hey, welcome back, folks, to the Wrinkled Podcast,
Yeah.
episode 33.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure it's
Think.
33.
Oh, you gotta make me fucking check.
No, I gotta. Yep, 33. Look at that.
There we go.
Huge
33.
brain. Yep.
We're
Wow,
locked in, man.
That's right. So close to 50. Then we'll be at 100. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're closer to 50 than we were to 1.
That's right.
So
It's both of our birthdays this month.
it's funny because I was gonna say we both having birthdays this month
Yeah.
with relatively close to each other.
Yeah,
So,
we're like, what, 4 days apart or something like that?
yeah.
So that's
I
gonna
think
be
last
cool.
year I texted you happy birthday a day before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, happy birthday, man. You know, and he goes, it's tomorrow. I go, oh, yeah, that's right. Because
I was just testing you.
You remember Palacios? We used to work with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, his birthday is like a day after yours.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So
Yeah, it was weird how close we all were. Like,
yeah, I only ever known one person who had a birthday close to me, and then I start working there, and everyone's like, "Yeah, my birthday's 2 days before yours." I'm like, "Huh?
Nani?
Huh?"
Oh, I feel like now I'm a little too. How's that? There we go. That's what I'm
Looks
talking
fine.
about. All right, good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I was just gonna relax.
Yeah, because
Probably
you're
nothing for
turning 25?
26.
26. I'm turning
Yeah.
30. I'm hitting the
Damn.
I'm hitting the 30, man. That's crazy.
Ooh, I'm about to get this man his 10 feet glasses, the giant remote, the watch that's the size of your entire fist.
Yeah. All the big white buttons on the remote too.
Yep.
Imagine me sitting back on my PC like that.
We're gonna
That's
have like one of
ultimate old
those big magnifying glasses that like jewelers use.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna put that in front of your PC.
I gotta play my games now.
Oh, that's great. I don't feel it, man.
No.
Maybe it's just mentally.
I don't. Again, you might be right because I don't know if it might just be like bias or whatever, but I feel like I'm starting to notice more creaks and cracks, like my knees, my back. I'm just like, oh man, like I'm feeling it more.
I think
So.
physically, yeah, but like mentally,
No,
I don't.
shit. I mean, how many, you remember Furlough? Fucking,
Yeah.
he was 60 years old and he was like acting like a 22-year-old. you
Yeah.
know? So you gotta have that
Which-
spirit, man. You gotta have the spark, the heart.
I think gaming keeps you young. It
Gaming.
pulls out that like younger side of you. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. I can now rent a car without kidding. Well, I mean, it happened when I turned 25, but dude, I was so tired of every time we went to a car rental. Oh, you're not 25? $180 per day. For,
Yeah.
Juvenile tax or whatever the hell it was. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? My driving record is spotless, but you're still charging me because I'm not a certain age. Like, come on.
I mean, it's insurance, man.
Yeah.
People your age and under take chances doing dumb shit with rented vehicles. So
That's true. It's like people
it's just
who
the unfortunate reality.
thrash Airbnbs.
Dude, I never understand that shit. One, I've never used Airbnb, and I probably never will, because I do not like the idea of me staying in somebody else's home that's not close to me. So I prefer the hotel or no motels, man. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not getting caught up. That's how you get caught up at a motel, man.
You're going to bring something home with you.
You're gonna bring something more than something, man. I tell you what.
I feel like there's like an etiquette, even with hotels, man. It's like, hey, the used towels go on the ground. That's how they know they're used.
Yes, exactly.
Like there's certain stuff you do, even though you know it's going to be cleaned up. Like,
yeah,
it's
you
like
smear your
stacking
feces
dishes
on the wall when you're done. It's like, hey, thanks
Leave 'em
guys,
a
it was
little
good stay. Well, I put my tip in that.
Oh, that's right. You got to sort
You smear and then you smack you throw your tip, and whatever sticks is whatever they get.
Just wedge a wine bottle in it. It's like cemented.
Oh god. Ooh, somebody put new drywall on the toilet. No, sir.
Oh God, that's great, dude. Kong versus Godzilla.
Dude, I'm excited. I'm gonna go see it in like uh, an hour and a half. You know, over 2 hours.
I keep seeing clips and I have to scroll past really quick, so we might do an impromptu movie. Go see it either today or tomorrow. Because
dude, I'm excited. What are you gonna say?
No, go for it.
Oh, again, this has always been my ideal scenario with Godzilla is something kind of serious. You know, like we had like the anime shows on Netflix or the movies on Netflix, which are okay. We got some cool stuff with that, and then we got like the America Godzilla, the Legendary stuff, and then we had Shin Godzilla in 2016. So it seems like every year we're getting like pretty consistent, especially these past couple years. We've been getting some good Godzilla stuff, but that was my ultimate dream was, like serious Godzilla, and then like old 60s, 70s Godzilla. Just alternating years. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I saw a post on a comment, or I saw a comment on a post that was like, "Oh yeah, they're, people were like comparing the two." I'm like, we got to stop comparing the two. They're completely different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like the only thing they share is the name. That's it.
I love the duality between these Godzillas and like Godzilla -1.
That's what I'm saying.
Of how like in this one he's kind of the natural protector of the earth. In this one, he's fucking shit up.
He's just a menace, bro. He's just a menace to society.
Or it's kind of like two sides of the same coin. Like this
Always.
Godzilla is the protector against, Ghidorah and all these other kind of titans. This one is the protector of the earth, and humans are the problem.
Yes.
So I really enjoy that. It's kind of like you're hitting
-1.
both. Go ahead.
I would say -1 was, like I said, I've seen every single Godzilla movie. I've seen a lot of monster movies in general, a lot of like kaiju movies. -1 is fucking fantastic, dude. That shit is so good. And it's something I think that is underrated when it comes to that movie is the fucking soundtrack. That shit is so good, dude. Like you have your original Godzilla theme, got like remixes, kind of redubs of some of the older stuff, and you got just like some new stuff that is just fucking so good, dude.
Yeah. I didn't really. I feel like certain movies continuously give you appreciation for sound design. 2014 Godzilla.
Yes.
The first time he uses his atomic breath, it's like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes that moment feel so much more powerful. Like,
Yes.
He's about to unleash. Like, oh, dude.
Because everyone after that has kind of like they have like almost like a vacuum noise, where kind of like you feel like they're kind of pulling an energy, but this is just like the charge up. You see like the scales kind of like color with them. Dude, this shit is so good, man. But more specifically, there is the atomic blast, the atomic breath scenes in -1 are also fantastic because they do something a little bit different.
I saw the clip, so his spikes.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
they go out, they do, and they kind of.
And I did get spoiled to the shot of how it's like a delayed, like it's a. Boom!
Yeah. Dude, that shit is crazy.
Yeah,
like watching that on the XD screen. Yeah, I was blown away, man. So I'm really excited. Like I said, I cannot wait. Again, I love me some Godzilla. Don't matter what it is, where it's at, who he is, man in a suit, CG, don't matter. Love it. Love the dude.
Yep, they're just fun movies.
I have an 18-inch statue right there. I got posters. I got 3 posters right here. So it's always been my guy.
They're always so much fun.
Yeah, like I said, I
big lizard fight.
Dude, that's all I want. That's literally all I want.
It's how I feel.
I don't give a fuck.
It's how I feel about Transformers. Story, I don't care. Talking awesome robots beating the shit out of each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand there's like some lore and
yeah.
The Cybertron and the big dude, what's his name?
Unicron?
Yeah, it's like all that cool. It's like cool. I love it. Cool stuff.
Yep.
I just want to see motherfuckers getting cut in half, bro. That's all I want to see.
Like, dude, that was like growing up. The ends of those movies where Optimus takes the gloves off and says, "All right, I'm fucking done," and just
the speech,
everyone.
yeah,
Oh,
I love that
yeah,
shit.
the speech to end the movie. It's like, oh my god, Peter Cullen. You could just say anything about. Oh yes,
yeah. That he didn't win. I thought he won like a pretty sizable award recently.
I hope so. Oh
Like
yes, he did actually. Yeah.
Life actors or
Like longest running, like voice actor or something.
it was something. I thought it was like a SAG award or something like that. You know, it's like they're like to give it to like big names and stuff like that. You know,
Dude, he's perfect for Optimus.
mm-hmm.
And like, I love the story he tells, like his brother. He's like,
yeah,
be strong enough to be gentle. I'm like,
yes.
ooh. I'm like, there's some truth to that. Like, some of the biggest dudes in the gym you'll ever see are like some of the most calm and collected and like soft people.
It's the Doctor Who quote. You know, be careful when a good man goes to war.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Oh, God.
I gotta rewatch that too, man. I just been...
yeah, I know. Me too. Oh God, there's just what a fucking time to be alive, man.
And a lot of good shows, man, movies, games.
I just finished Invincible season 2.
Nice.
Have you watched that?
Not my cup of tea,
dude.
Personally,
you said that about Game of Thrones, and I'm pretty sure you binged that now.
This is okay. So my issue with Game of Thrones specifically was that there's just a lot of killing of women and children and like unarmed defenseless people. Yeah, you know, like that shit bugs me. I don't know why. Yeah. It just bugs me.
I mean, Invincible doesn't do that per se. Like, anytime there's a lot of gore, but it's part of the story per se. Like, the person who's fighting is a ferocious, vicious. Like, that's the, there's at least a little bit of, okay, this isn't just mindless.
Yeah.
I
will say the thing with Invincible that I love, again, never read the comics, never even seen the first episode of the show or whatever, is just the character designs are so good, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like, what is his name? Thrag, I think. He's like one of the higher up Viltrumites, I think.
Yep. With the
dude,
eye
he
patch.
Looks so badass. Yeah, he has like the cloak and shit. Like, this guy looks sick as fuck, dude.
Yep.
And so they really kill it on that.
The original Guardians of the Globe, like the Martians, and like they can like stretch and whatnot. Like just the
orange guy with the eyeball.
Maybe no, they're kind of green, like but a light green, more like an olive.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen them.
But yeah, man, so cool. Like but yeah, just finished season 2 and I'm so invested in the show, and it's really funny because of everything going on. One of the biggest points that I'm invested in is the relationship between the main character.
It was Adam Eve is what his name is or something.
Yeah. And like as the show progresses, I'm just like, come on, like y'all have the like, come on.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of like big enough to where I will just come across stuff about it, and not really like, again, know anything. Like I just know the main character, I know the dad, and like a couple of the other characters, but
the choices for the voice acting. Oh my god!
Because what is it? Stephen Yeun voices Mark,
Invincible, yeah, and then
Jay Jonah.
Yeah, I don't know his name. Bald.
Yeah. He also voiced Ketherick Thorne in Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Which I didn't, what I didn't realize now? Sorry to,
Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah.
Dude, the guy who voices Gortash plays is Malfoy's dad in Harry Potter.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I heard the name.
Now that you say it.
Name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, now that you say it, I can hear it.
Yeah.
He's got that like douchey arrogance.
Yes, dude. And I was like, man, people were talking about this guy. I'm like, why does he sound so familiar? And then somebody made like a post or something. I was like, oh, that's who that motherfucker is. And then the lady who voices Orin is the same lady voices the big lady in Resident Evil 8.
Oh, I
Uh,
haven't got to that part.
Lady Dimitriescu.
Dimitri Dominatrix C. I might as well. Yeah.
I'd pay for that.
Sign me up, brother.
What's up, brother? Dude, I love that guy, man. Sketch. I love that dude.
I've seen. Have you seen the dude on TikTok? He'll be like, "Ladies, go up to your guy, make sure you do the finger, and just say, 'What's up, brother?' and see what he does."
What's up, brother? I love that dude, man. He's so fucking funny.
That shit kills me. Oh,
Like I think I don't. I'm kind of old school, so I like what I like, right? So like a lot of the new streamers really haven't like interested me that much. Like I'm still watching guys I've been watching for like I'm subscribed to one dude for almost 10 years.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally like paying money to for almost 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But dude, Sketch gets on, bro, that I will die of laughter. It's like where that one where he's playing him and Queso or 2v1ing Jinxie.
Yeah.
And he has his shield up and
He's off.
Jinxie just rounds the corner. Dude, he's on me, brother. Dude, shit is something else, man. I think I was dying for like a good 5 minutes from that shit, man. And then that one I sent you where it was a picture of Jesus and he's doing the finger.
Oh, yeah.
It pans over. What's up, brother?
Since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
man.
that shit, man. That guy's
it's
something else. I love him.
They're so easy. Yeah, it's so easily digestible humor.
Yes.
It's just kind of like off the dome, like say whatever comes to you, and it's just
because it's humor that like dudes have with other dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, like
it's like the one recycled joke, that has existed for years in the friendship. Like that's what comes up.
Yep. We get so weird and laugh at dumb shit when you put a group of guys together.
Yes.
And it's just
you literally find anything funny.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh man, I know. I watched a little bit of Moist Critical.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Oh yeah, I love Charlie, man. That guy's funny.
That dude is so like his tone is so like monotonous. But when he's like reading an article and then he'll crack a joke, it's so quick.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, this guy was getting, penile enlargement surgery and went into a cardiac arrest and they got the penis patrol there. What are they going to do? Give him 300 cc's in his nutsack." And I'm just, dude, I was dying.
I've always said that, man. I think gamers, anybody, no matter male or female, whatever, don't give a fuck. I think we could be some of the greatest improvisers of all time.
Oh yeah.
If we did not have like the stage fright, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like the shit that you will just bounce off the top of your dome to like get somebody to laugh or like clown somebody is just, yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, it's easy because, if you're playing something in front of you, you're getting a constant stimulus of something different. So your mind is constantly, if you're in that mode of like, how can I make this funny? You've got different shit hitting you all the time.
That's fair.
So it makes sense. Or like Charlie, he's reading stuff, he's reviewing stuff. So he's just like, oh, easy, it's right there.
Yeah, exactly. You got some stuff to banter off, and that's fair, But I think about all those gaming sessions playing, this is before Modern Warfare even was super popular like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing COD 4.
Yeah.
Just
where
the stuff that would come out of my mouth. Yeah, dude. Halo, fucking, yeah, all that shit. So I remember all those sessions, all the shit we used to talk about, all the dumbass jokes,
Oh, of course.
I think that's just me reminiscing mainly, but man, that shit was hilarious.
Ah, the good old days. Not to say that these days aren't also good, because they are.
Hey, listen, man. It was only good 10, 12 years ago. Nothing else has been better. Don't you forget it.
Yep. Life is terrible right now.
All games are garbage.
Just put down FIFA. Put down 2K. I saw, dude, I reacted to a guy's post. He's like, ever since I put down 2K, my life has gotten so much better. He's like, I'm enjoying gaming so much more. It's like, oh, who would have thought? You add some variety.
Because it's not even the variety, man. Like, if a game's good, a game's good, right? But it's because certain games have become a chore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was me with Destiny. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Like, I spent, like, years playing Destiny, right? And I still love the game. Like, I go back and I play it consistently, But when you have to log in, when there's a new exotic mission that you have to do because, oh, guess what? You're going to be out of the meta if you don't get the weapon. New
Yeah.
seasonal stuff comes out. Oh, they added crafting, so now I got to unlock all the crafting patterns for these weapons. It's like, oh, man, dude, like it becomes a chore.
Yeah.
Um, and that's why I tell people, like, once it feels like you have to do it, don't do it. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Find something else to play.
That's a fair point. Because then you're not going to enjoy it anymore.
No. And who
And
would?
that's, yeah.
You know?
That's how I feel about Dokkan. Is I've pulled back. I don't grind all the free to play shit anymore.
Yeah.
I summon for the new units. I'll do like new Super Battle Road because I really enjoy that, or like Red Zone. And I'll awaken the new units and use them, but I'm not in that. Or maybe it's just because I don't have the time, or I'd rather do something else.
Yeah. Like I said, once you know I used to have a rule for it, and I can't remember what I used to call it. I think it was like the 99.5 rule or something like that. Or 95.5, or if 95% of your time of a game playing something is you going, man, I wish I was playing something else. Like, play something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like where it becomes like you feel like again you have to do it or whatever. I'm like, just play something else.
Yeah, that's
So.
yeah, that's a good point. Because at that point,
Because how many games did you play as a kid that you enjoyed every single one?
all of them.
That's what I'm saying. Every single game, right?
If I didn't like it, I'd put it down and show something else.
Exactly. I think people feel like they have to like a game because it gets either you pay money for it or you pay like the subscription for it.
Yeah.
You feel like you have to like it. When I'm like, no, you don't. You don't have to like it. If it's something you don't enjoy, it's something you don't enjoy.
Yeah.
So
I struggled with like the whole backlog. Like I need to go back and play those. Otherwise something's gonna, I'm gonna feel like bad. It's like, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No.
Like nothing, the world's not gonna explode if I don't go to that backlog.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if there's 200 games back there. If I don't feel like playing them, playing them when I don't feel like playing them would be a disservice to me and my time.
Exactly.
So do right by yourself.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
No, go ahead.
I feel like once games started adding like the daily login reward or like daily quests, it's like, oh, I got to get it because I need my XP for the battle pass, or I need to do this to unlock this character or this gun or something like that. I kind of think that's when I really started to feel like chores.
Yeah, because if you don't log in every day for at least this amount of time, you're going to miss out. That's something I really like about Helldivers. I had taken a break for a solid 3 or 4 weeks. When I came back, I had a bunch of major orders done. Yep. I got the stuff without actually being there. And I was able to just go, oh, I'm going to go buy the new stratagems. And I can just hop right back in. So there was no like, oh, you're out of the meta now. You can't play now. Like, oh, man.
No, I remember that because, we logged in to play. I got like 200. I was like, oh, shit. It's like, damn, that's a good chunk of, that first pass.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. No powers. No weapons. Or we'll say no powers and just knives. Who's winning, Paul or Anakin? They both get a knife. But no powers.
You talking about Paul Atreides from Dune?
Yeah. Just hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, man. I mean, it'd have to be Paul, right?
I thought it was an easy answer. And people were like, oh, did you even watch the movies? Do you even know anything about Anakin? And I'm like, listen, the Jedi train in combat with their lightsabers.
Yeah.
That's everything. That's why never lose your lightsaber. Always hang on to it. Like it's an extension of them. Without that and without the Force.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Anakin's got his metal arm. That's about it.
Yeah. Plus we see him get packed up by fucking, they're 2v1 and Dooku, man, and they're still almost losing.
Yeah. Like,
like straight hand to hand. Like, I mean, listen, we all know who takes the cake, for straight hand to hand. CQC. It's my boy Snake, man. Big boss. He's taking that. He take those dubs, man. Those straight facts.
You know what?
All right.
That man is a beast.
So he was trained by the boss herself in CQC combat. All right, he's him.
The GOAT.
But yeah, I think Paul would win. I think so.
I
Like I
think
said,
so
I had
too.
never even seen the first two Dunes, but never read the books. But I know that like that guy's like a badass, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, the only power he has is the voice, and like
Mhm.
he sees visions of the future. Which guess what? Anakin does that too. So
Yep, I thought it was an easy like, oh yeah, he'd wash him because I saw it on TikTok, dude. Like every other video I saw was,
yeah,
oh, who's taking the dub? I'm like, this isn't even a discussion.
the one that I've been seeing lately is, you know which one I saw, and I was like, this is the stupidest answer or stupidest shit I've ever seen. Was like, oh, at their prime power, peak power, who would win? It was like Leon Kennedy, Joel from Last of Us, that was named Alex Mercer from Prototype,
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody else. So I was like, Prototype? What are you talking about? This dude wrecks a whole city in like a day.
Yeah, wait, what? That is the
You know.
dumbest poll I've ever.
I was like, bro, what the fuck?
He's a shape-shifting mutant with super strength and speed. Like,
I was like, sure, I guess. And somebody was like, oh, I think Joel wins this one. I was like, motherfucker, Joel is not winning that, bro.
tell me
He's the
you've never
first one
played
out.
Prototype without telling me.
Yeah.
Like, that's
You know,
crazy.
Yeah, you know, like I know Joel has his feats or whatever, you know.
But he's just a dude, and so is Leon.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, man, Leon is like, I would call him not superhuman like Batman, but he's kind of like sub-metahuman almost.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
he's
saying?
like Bond. Like, I know he's had specialized training.
Yeah.
But he's still human.
But specifically, this guy goes toe to toe with a freshly mutated like T virus, G virus. You know, it was one of his like not superior, another army guy. I can't remember his name, but he goes toe to toe with in a knife fight and wins. You know, with like freshly, it's like going toe to toe with like Mr. X almost with a knife.
Yeah.
And winning. You know, plus he fights.
It's hard to say that because it's the plot. Like he wins because it's the plot.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you can say it about any character.
Well, you know what? That's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Like Joel would have won if they didn't have a golf club. It's like,
Yeah,
no, they
yeah,
did,
yeah,
and he lost.
That's fair.
You know, so.
Oh, dude, that scene is so hard to watch.
Dude,
Oh
you
my
telling me,
God.
bro?
Wow. I know people still try to use that. They're like, that's a bad game because they
Dude,
killed
I
off Joel. It's
can't
like,
stand that shit, dude. I can't stand that shit.
that's a narrative choice, my guy. Like, calm down.
That's what happens when you kill people's comfort characters, man. They get upset. I understand it.
I
he's
told
dead.
you, that's what makes the game amazing. It made you care about pixels, a
The
drawn
stakes
character.
are real, man.
Yeah,
You know,
a fake character you cared about. And that made you feel that. That's a great game.
I agree.
Oh, man. God. I'm
I'm
juiced,
excited for the
man.
third, man. Whatever they do.
It's going to be so good. Oh,
'Cause
we watched
know
Dune
they-
2. Oh, no, go for it.
I was saying, I know they canceled like their, you know, they're making like, what was it? It was like the first game's multiplayer, but they're trying to make it like kind of separate factions. I think it was called.
Spice Wars?
I think no for
Oh, Last of Us.
Last of Us.
The
Yeah,
online
I know they,
factions.
yeah, I know they canceled that, unfortunately.
I know that was because the online for the first one was great.
Yes, I never played it because I didn't have my PlayStation until like years after that game came out. But I remember watching a couple videos and I was like, dude, this shit looks like kind of fun. You know, it's like crafting on the fly. You know, and
yeah, it was.
You can only hold specific weapons and shit. I'm like, hey, listen, that's good. You know,
we watched Dune 2 with D-box seats.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was so cool.
Was there sand everywhere?
Dude, I've never had, like, I've always wanted to do D-box. And I'm like, well, this is the movie for it. And
yeah.
Man, the vibrations and shit, it was so cool.
Yeah. It's funny that, I don't know if it was called D-box, but we used to go to Santa Cruz a lot when I was a kid, you know, and there was this specific like theater where it was, they had a bunch of different types of like styles of ride essentially, but it was just big seats in an auditorium. And the one I remember doing the most was like a dinosaur escape, but it was in those moving seats, you know? So like, as you're sitting down there, you're like buckle yourself in, you know, and then like it starts and
Yeah.
you're like flying in a helicopter and it lands and you go in the car and you're driving around and oh T-Rex, you're like gunning the seats like all moving and shit. I'm like, I would hate to watch a movie like this because I can barely stand 15 minutes of this shit, man, you know.
It
So
was so cool.
yeah, I've never done the D-Box, but I've done, you know, still similar, I think. But it's like soaring California and Disneyland, you know.
Yeah.
Like imagine doing that for 2 hours. That's how I feel about that shit. Like after a while, you're just hanging there. And you go, all right, I've had enough.
I gotta poop.
Yeah, literally right now.
I had a great poop like 20 minutes before this. Iced coffee hit me, and I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Straight dookie.
Yeah, that's literally me right now. I'm not joking when I say literally me.
He's literally him, right?
I'm holding it in.
Oh man. So did you see California, $20 an hour for fast food?
Yes, I did. But before we get into this,
oh,
I want to ask you a question.
And I want to ask you a question. Are you subscribed? If not, go down there and subscribe.
Yeah.
And comment.
Click that bell.
That's right.
Tell us that we're weird.
That's right.
Call us biased. Call us woke liberal.
Say we don't know what we're talking about. You guys don't even watch movies.
Yeah. Hey, bro, we should start a podcast. It's my favorite ones.
They should make podcast equipment more expensive.
You should have to take out a loan to get podcast equipment. That's also another favorite of mine. It's like it should cost $1 million. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. You're gonna ask me a question.
Yeah. So, what do you, or if you know the answer, just you say, what do you think is the biggest type of theft in the United States every single year?
Biggest type of theft.
Theft, yes.
Time. Like time at a job. But if we're talking actual physical things, I don't know. Maybe food.
No. So you were close with time theft.
Okay.
Wage theft. So more specifically, like a job tells you to come in early. Oh, hey, clock in early and do that for me. You know what I'm saying? Now, the question is, how much do you think that is a year?
Oh, man, dude. Because, I mean, most jobs, if you're opening it's got to be somewhere in the millions, maybe hundreds of millions.
50 billion a year, which is more than car burglaries, robberies. It's like the next 4 or 5 combined don't even total up to that.
Dude, that's insane.
You know, so when I tell people, you know, protect your time, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be doing something, do it on the clock. You know, like my job just said, I got to do my motor vehicle report again, even though they just ran that shit back in September. Got to do it again because I got to be able to say, hey, I'm certified to drive here. I'm like, I'm not doing that shit on the clock, off the clock. I'm not doing that shit at home.
Yeah. You crazy?
No way. You stupid. You know, it's my time. So this is something I don't understand because, you know, how much overtime are people doing? Again, how many times have you been told, hey, could you clock in early? Help me with this? You know, or hey, don't clock in until whatever, but hey, help me with this now or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just saw that law that they're trying to pass, like legally your employer can't call you. Like when you're off the clock.
Think, where is that getting traction? Like Australia, I think too. I think that's where it first started, like big.
And I'm like, I've never met anyone who's like, yeah, it's my day off and I'm doing work because my boss called me. I've never met anyone. Like, who's answering the phone? One, when their day off, but two, when their boss asks them to do something. Like, no, it's my day off. Click.
Yeah. Like, or like on vacation.
Yeah. Like,
you know.
I mean, and I've worked a lot of different jobs, like McDonald's, pizza shop, pawn shop, security. I've never, can you do this right now? I know you're off. It's like, no, click.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't shame people for that because some jobs are different, you know. Yeah, and I can get it to an extent, you know, especially if I really like my boss, you know, I usually do a little bit extra for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not anything that's where I'm not getting paid for it. Like 100% of the time. I'm not working 8 hours a week extra of unpaid,
Right.
but hey, I need 10 minutes of this or I need 20 minutes of that. Like, hey, sure, no problem, man.
Yeah.
I like it. You're a cool guy. You treat me fine. I'm all right with that.
That's a reflection of the job. Like when you're treated well, you're happy to put in the extra effort
Yes.
because you
Yes.
know it's going to pay off. You know your
Absolutely.
boss appreciates you and, hey, you know what? I know you've been covering for me. I appreciate it. Here's this, that, or whatever.
Mhm.
From the sounds of it, it's not those jobs. It's
No.
the shit jobs. Where
Yes.
they're like, hey, come in early or stay after and do this. It's like, hell no.
It's the jobs where the owner puts a sign that, oh, sorry, we had to close early today because nobody wants to work anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, no, nobody just wants to work for you, asshole.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing about this whole like $20 thing is 100%. They deserve it, right?
Mhm.
I deserve to get paid more. You deserve to get paid more. Everyone watching this, except if you're like a CEO or some schmuck who inherited money, everyone deserves to get paid more. Plumbers, electricians, janitors, fucking sewer line workers, underwater pipe layers, fucking regular pipe layers. I don't give a fuck. You deserve
said
to get
yourself
paid
twice.
more. That's what I'm saying. But everyone deserves to get paid more, right? And my favorite thing about that, I see this whole thing is like, don't vote blue because this will happen to you. This will happen to your state. I'm like, bro, every state has this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the minimum wage has been $7.25. Who's okay with that?
Yep.
But when it's actually time to like boast about capitalism, it's like, that's a little bit too much money for these guys, don't you think, right? It's like, motherfucker, if the system is so good, then this is money in the well. You know what I'm saying? But like,
If
I see
they
people
make
say,
more, they're going to spend more. Like, if you make more money, you have more discretionary money to spend.
crazy,
which
right?
is going to go back into the system. Like,
It's just people don't understand that shit, And like, but again, the thing I've been saying is like, well, what about the mom and pop places? I was like, nobody was saying shit, nobody was saying shit until this all of a sudden became a thing. I support my local mom and pop shops, my local bakeries, my local burger spot right around the corner from me. I support these places. Are y'all supporting these places? Because it just sounds like y'all just making excuses to not pay people more instead of actually getting out and doing the shit you need to be doing. Like I said, the thing is, this is capitalism. You like it until it's like in your face, right? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because if this place can say, hey, we're offering you $22 an hour, and the mom and pop shop can go, well, we can only pay 18. That's capitalism. That's literally the system at work.
Yeah.
Like why do we like it until we have to pay people?
It's like,
like it
if you
doesn't
want to
make any
support the mom
sense.
and pop shop, then go to the mom and pop shop.
Go support the mom and pop shop, man. Don't make
Yeah.
excuses about like, but they can't pay their workers more. I'm like, bro, that's capitalism. Everyone likes that shit until it's time to like actually be a part of capitalism.
If you participate more in like supporting their business, then they could pay them more.
Yeah. But no, I'm just going to complain about it online, man, because they don't deserve to get paid more because that's a low skilled job. Guess what, motherfucker? There's no such thing as a low skilled job.
Again, it doesn't matter. Like, oh, yes, they didn't have to go study 4 years to work there. You are going in and paying for their services, so it has value.
That's what I'm saying, inherently. You could say the same shit about them charging $12 for a water bottle at a sports game.
Oh, dude.
Is that water bottle? Did that water bottle go to school?
Yeah.
Did that water bottle do 4 years in a fucking Ivy League to get $12 more? No, motherfucker. Supply and demand. Yeah. Everyone likes that shit until you have to confront it.
Or the $12 taco at Disneyland.
Yeah. Everyone likes that shit until it's time to look that motherfucker dead in the eye and be like, maybe it's not working so well, right? Like I said, it's bullshit. And it always makes me laugh, and I always have a good row about it because it's like, man, you guys are really like, we love boasting about democracy and capitalism until it's time to confront that shit. And then you go, hey, come on, $20 an hour, that's too much, right? That's a low skill job. They don't need to be deserving that. No, come on. It's the CEO. Come on, guys. Think of the CEO. All right. They're just going to raise the prices. They're just going to put the machines in. Motherfucker, they've already been doing that.
Yeah.
Because again, when you're part of capitalism, the bottom line is all that matters. Whether it's this quarter the quarter after that, the year after that. That's all that matters.
And again, why
They'll
does it
they'll cut
bother
jobs
you?
whenever
Why does it bother you that they're making more?
because people are ashamed of themselves, man.
Like,
That's why.
is that it? I feel it always boils down to jealousy and pride. Somebody who's making, 25 an hour doing some corporate desk job, they see McDonald's making 20. "Oh, I worked hard to get where I'm at." It's like, so you're salty because somebody else is doing a little bit better financially, which they probably need. Like, what? That does not translate to you at all. If you feel
Tell you,
underpaid, then
man.
go to your boss and ask
This
for a
shit
raise.
has this shit has clouded our minds. We think
Like,
this shit's normal. It's not.
I don't get it,
You
man.
know.
Like, it.
And well, hold on to go back about that race thing, right? So let's say the guy goes to his boss, asks for a raise. Sorry, it's not in the budget this year. What do they post? Record profits.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, how is that? How is the person getting $20 at McDonald's an issue? It's that company. It's your boss. Take it up with them, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And another thing is too, it's like, well, this is going to raise the price of the food. And then I'm like, don't buy the food.
Yeah.
Don't buy the fucking food. Don't buy the Big Mac. Don't buy the fucking nuggets. Don't buy the Chick-fil-A sandwich. Don't buy that shit then. If it goes up in price, just don't buy it.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want?
McDonald's is
You
not the
know?
only restaurant on the planet.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, you're blaming workers for shit that like should have already been implemented. You know, you've been bamboozled by the system, man. I'm telling you. It's something I never understood, dude. Never once in my life. You know, think about how hard you work versus how hard your boss works.
Yeah.
And then tell me that's equal. You know.
See, I don't even know if is it always the CEO or is it more like having to adhere to shareholders? I think that's the bigger problem. Because that seems like when talking about like dividend stocks that have over the past 60, 70 years always paid out dividends to shareholders. There's some stocks and some companies with like a 99 safety score, which means regardless of a recession or anything, they always pay out their dividends.
Yep.
It's like, okay, that's awesome to buy the stock. But on the other side, that means regardless of what's going on, they're prioritizing the shareholders.
Yeah,
over
this is what
everything.
I don't really like the shareholder like argument. You know what I'm saying? Because like if I buy like an S&P or whatever they say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Like
an
I'm
index
buying
fund.
I'm buying a bunch of different stock.
Mhm.
Of course I want that to do well. That's not the problem, right?
Yeah.
My problem is like we know what these guys, we know what these CEOs, we know what these like high level market managers, we know what these guys get paid to do
Mhm.
nothing. You know, and then they leave the company, like the guy from Boeing, right?
Mhm.
Like due to this situation, whatever, they can't pay him out like the full, like whatever he would get, you know, from
Like
being the CEO
severance
of
or whatever.
Boeing. Yeah, so it's only like, oh, it's only $10 million,
Mhm.
just only. I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, you know what 10 million I could do with $10 million? You know what I'm saying? I could take a shit that probably do the job better at Boeing than
Yep.
that motherfucker can. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. You know, like the shit with Reddit. You know, the Reddit went public as an IPO.
Oh, that's right. That just happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the guy, the owner or whatever, whatever his name is, Spez, or the guys are married to. No, he's not married to Serena Williams or Venus, whatever. Motherfucker paid himself like $143 million.
Damn.
I'm like, to do what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's horse shit. It's bullshit. And
So you think there should
also,
be a cap? Because
I think we should.
I'm torn,
Listen, man. I hate. I really
I'm
want to say
torn
something.
because a lot of these CEOs, they built it all. And they're making the 3 decisions a year that matter for the entire company. And I'm not saying it's every CEO, but I mean, I'm sure like Musk with Tesla or SpaceX. I mean, he might be a bad example because it's shown that he's actually out like on the floor with employees or whatever. But I'm sure a lot of these CEOs like started from the bottom.
Yes.
Or they started the company. So they should get paid more. But there
But
does
how
seem
much
to
more?
be there just does seem to be a disparity of like, okay, 99% of profits are in your pocket while your bottom of the rung worker is struggling to pay for the car to get to the job.
But somehow it's the workers' fault, right? Because that's how we've shifted the blame to people now. Is, well, you should have known better than to buy that car. You should have known better to get a job this far away. It's like,
Right.
dude, that's not the fucking point,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, everyone deserves a livable wage. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck what you're gonna say in the comments. I know you guys are gonna be like, but what about my $2.50 McFlurry? It's like, fuck that McFlurry. Don't get that bitch then.
Yeah, you don't
You
need a
know.
McFlurry.
But
You can
the
make a
issue I
McFlurry
have
at home.
with, yes, exactly. Ice cream, fucking M&M's McFlurry.
They got
There
the
you go.
Ninja Creamy. That thing is crazy. And
I
now
mean,
they've
that's a
got the
lot of money though
Ninja,
too. But
dude, they've got this like barbecue that has a built-in thermometer that tells you how long to cook the meat and when to flip it. It's crazy. Anyway,
yeah,
go on.
but like something like Reddit, because you're saying that the CEO does all the work, and
No,
I
no,
don't
no. I
100%.
I don't think any CEO does all the work. I think, depending on the company, they make the 4 or 5 decisions that have a ripple effect on the entire company and decides like how it's going to do in the future.
That's fair.
Which some people might say, "Oh, I could do the job of a CEO." It's like you probably couldn't because they have the 25 years of knowing every in and out of that company,
Yeah,
of being able to
and
make those
market
decisions.
trends. Again,
Exactly.
knowledge is key to a lot of things, right? But my issue with this, the CEO specifically, and the stuff with Reddit, is that every single subreddit is unpaid moderation.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
how many moderators are there on Reddit that are not getting paid to do that job? Yet somehow the company went public. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's not okay. You
Yeah.
know, you're doing paid work while this guy gets to sit on his ass and make the public, or the company, go public and collect $143 million. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
this is my
that's
issue with this shit. You know,
like he
it's like,
didn't
yeah, he started it and he did this, whatever. But I'm like, it's not okay. Nobody's getting
the
paid.
people grew it. He didn't grow it.
Yes,
The people grew the platform.
e-
So going
exactly.
public made all this money. Hey, carve out a chunk for all of you that helped grow. Like that's
Exactly.
why I really like companies that give out stock to their employees
Hmm.
as like part of their benefits. It's like, yeah, you got your full benefits, but also every year, every 2 years, here's a chunk of stock in the
Yes.
company. So like you are now, you have like a small piece of ownership in the company. Like,
And you want to do better.
right.
So you do better at the job. You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
the thing. It's like you take care of your employees. Hey, you are now part of this company. You have shares in this. You do better. We all do better. The company does better. You make more money.
Yep. Because that's what companies used to do back in the day. You had excess money that you couldn't spend. It went to bonuses. It went to giving stock to employees. It went to upgrading infrastructure and office space and whatever. Now they just buy back shit. They just buy back stocks with it, which is another whole another fucking issue. You know. So, like I said, I hate it. I hate this argument because, again, it implies that the workers at fault for going to work and doing their job. You know what I'm saying? Which I hate. You know, because everyone talks about, like, oh, just get a job and this and that, and people do. People have jobs, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when it's time for the market to actually like saturate, the market with money, it's like, oh, hey, hold on now, $20. That's a little rich, don't you think? You know, and I
Yeah.
hate that shit. I hate that argument because, again, some asshole who's working construction, which is fine, work construction, but people think because they work hard they should get paid more. It's like, yes, you should. So demand more pay.
Yeah.
Unionize, fucking strike, do whatever you got to do.
Well, there's also
It's
the argument
bullshit.
that like you're not paid on your work, you're paid on your value. So if you're able to show that you have more value provided to the company,
So
more than
let me,
everybody else, then you can like petition to get paid more because what you're bringing is worth more. Like the
that's fair.
construction worker who knows how to I don't even know who knows how to do like cement and roofing and drywall and everything under his belt. He commands a lot greater pay than the guy who just started on one thing.
Yes. Let me ask you a question. Could you work, let's say, could you work 5 jobs at once?
Not
Right.
effectively.
Not
N-
effectively.
Not or uh, you could maybe, but that would then split your time and attention to where you couldn't do any of them very well.
So let's say you work the same exact type of job, but at 5 different companies. Could you do that effectively? Once per day, per week. The same job, just different company, right? So let's say you're a account manager. Can you do that at 5 different companies every single day of the week at different companies?
Probably not.
So this is what I tell people. When a CEO is on 5 different boards, that's not a job. You're just getting paid to show up.
Yeah. But see, that's a different job. Like my job, I can't do 5 because I'm an individual contributor.
That's what I'm saying.
But when you hit a certain level of management, you no longer are an individual contributor. So your day isn't made up of doing the same thing 8 hours a day. It's going to these 3 meetings and then attending this and then talking to this person. Yeah, but I see your point.
This is my whole argument with this shit, man, is how effectively, because I barely like working one job.
Yeah.
You know, the only way I would like working my job is if I was getting paid money like a CEO. You know?
Yeah.
Could I do 5 different jobs every single day of the week if it's the same exact job? If I was getting paid like a CEO, I would. You know?
Yeah.
I hate this bullshit, man.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers, man.
That's fair. Well, that also ties into the whole, like, oh, if your full-time job finds out you have another full-time job, you might get fired.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like, oh, the CEO's got 4, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but no, it's okay because he's rich. We can't let you poor people have too much now, right? That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. Somehow this shit has transferred the duty onto the worker. I'm like, that's their job. They're just showing up to do their job. You know, why are we blaming the worker?
So,
you know, I feel like we're so backwards with this shit, man.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these discussions, I mean, we've talked about this. Most people don't have rational discussions. They have this extreme or this extreme.
Yes, the emotional.
Yeah, it's, oh, well, there is some truth to, yeah, you make 40K a year. You shouldn't have bought a 40K car. That's dumb.
Yes.
But people latch onto that and make it seem like that's every person.
Yes.
And it's not.
When in reality, it's like, you know, you're already lower income. Building credit is a problem because you don't make enough money to establish a credit line. You get a secure card that you have to dump actual money into to start building credit, right? Like that's how I did my first credit card.
Yep. You have to give him $500.
I gave him $200, which was at the time, that was one of my checks. That was an entirety of my check because I was working a minimum wage. I was making $10 an hour to do security in a midtown. I was getting into fights every weekend. You know, I was making a minimum wage doing that shit. And one of my checks I needed to, because guess what? You can't do anything if you don't have credit, right?
Yeah, that's one thing that really sucks is oh God, it's so dumb. And I know people, they have kind of salted views of Dave Ramsey and his whole teaching of no debt.
Yeah.
Even though the dude's worth hundreds of millions. So obviously what he's doing is working, but you know, people are so obsessed with maximizing returns and whatnot. Yeah. Fine. If you know how to effectively use debt, cool. But the fact that, I can't rent an apartment without a credit score. I can't rent a car. I can't, it's really hard to go get a mortgage. It's possible, but it's hard without a credit score.
Yep.
Like, I could have $100,000 in the bank, but you're telling me because I don't have a credit score, I can't rent this $1,000 a month apartment? Like, something's wrong here.
That's what I'm saying. You know, you go anywhere else in the world, it's like, oh yeah, I need a credit score to get this apartment, right? It's like, no, just show proof of income that you make twice or 3 times as much as what the rent is. There you go.
Yeah. Like, what does it matter about your credit score? If you have income and they usually call your job to make sure you're not about to get fired, then what's the problem?
You know, that's what I'm saying. Everything, this shit has been so twisted, man. And you feel like you're crazy when you point this shit out. You know what I'm saying? You feel like, we've grown up here our whole lives, we in the US, and you go, man, that's just how we do it over here. But it's like, it's not normal though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like you're normalizing shit that don't need to be normalized, and then people make fun of China for like the social credit. It's like, oh, you gave good thanks to, dictator Xi. It's like plus 1 million social credit. You know, like motherfucker, we've already had that. We've had that shit for almost 40 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's not out and like we're not being, we're not getting better credit score from like thanking Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like we're close enough.
The credit score is just a score of whether you're good at taking on debt.
Yes. So
it's wild,
it's
man.
yeah, I know.
And it sucks too because it will like traveling. If you're traveling from the US to a lot of hotels outside the US, they only accept credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, oh, no debt, you're screwed. Because they won't take your debit card or your cash. It's like credit cards only.
Yes.
It's like, all right. Well.
So,
and again, trying to rent an apartment. What a pain,
it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I had to build my own credit. That's how I got my first car. It's paying like an absurd amount a month because again, I have to,
Of course.
And then I remember the day I totaled that car.
Mm-hmm.
Because you text me like, "Oh, are you gonna get on and play?" I was like, "I got in a car accident."
Yeah, I was like, Nani?
Yeah, and then did the same thing again. Luckily, that got paid off because I had gap insurance, so thank God.
Right.
But that got paid off, and then I got a new car now that I'm literally so close to paying off, man. So close.
Hell yeah.
A year early too. A year early. So.
Hell yeah, dude, that'll feel good.
That. Oh, I know, dude. I know.
And that's money you can pump into saving or investing or fucking more Godzilla statues, whatever floats your boat.
The last one.
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, I know. I've seen a couple videos. They're like the biggest debt or the biggest income killer in America is the car, and I'm like, you know what? They might be on something there.
Oh, 100%.
Like the average is like $700 a month. Oh,
yep.
God,
not including insurance, maintenance, gas.
Yeah.
I'm paying close to almost $200 a month just for gas now. Again,
dude, that's wild.
And I only drive to work. I don't drive anywhere else.
Right.
That's and I'm like tiptoeing to work, man. I'm like doing like 65 on the freeway and shit because I'm like I'm tired of paying these gas prices, man.
If you're like I'm not speeding at all.
Yeah. I hate that shit.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of insurance, I heard a good point. I was watching a podcast and they were talking about prenups and how some people lose their mind if you bring up a prenup. And I'm like, we've talked about it, me and Abby, and we're going to have a prenup. It makes sense. Somebody's like, A, you have a prenup whether you write one or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't write one, the government's going to write it for you when you get divorced. B, we pay car insurance. So why wouldn't you pay for marriage insurance? Basically what a prenup is. Like,
yeah. Because some people think that like as soon as you start adding like contracts and stuff into marriage, that aren't like.
But it's already a contract. It's a legal document.
Yeah, and that's why some people don't believe in that concept of marriage with the state.
Yeah.
Some people just be like, no, I love you. I want to marry you. That's what we're doing.
That's fair. Yeah.
But again, once you start bringing like contracts and shit into like relationships, people feel like it gets weird. But I'm like, shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. Like, money is such a big part of life.
Yeah.
And a big part of a relationship. Like, hey, what do we want in terms of our future and whatnot?
And that's what most relationships end by is money.
And it's like, okay, this isn't a Hallmark movie.
Yes.
Like, stop romanticizing relationships to where you shouldn't do logical things with each other. Like, hey, we need to discuss money. We need to discuss each other's debts.
Mm-hmm.
We need to talk about this because it's going to impact our entire life.
Or people who don't talk about like, oh, do you want kids or not? Like until you get married. I'm like,
dude, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what the fuck are y'all doing then?
Oh, I don't know.
Shit every day.
I don't know if she's gonna say yes. You're telling me y'all have never talked about marriage? You never talked about your future?
Exactly.
No.
Then
This
what
isn't
the
high
fuck
school.
are you doing, bro? I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man. People are not as mature as they think they are, dude.
Oh man.
They really aren't. You know.
Have those conversations, people, about everything. You don't have to have them on the first date.
No. Ask her if she could peg you. It's the only logical thing.
Yeah,
right?
use an icebreaker like that. But
So how big's the strap, babe?
how big can you take? But yeah, man, have these conversations. Like, if you're serious about somebody, you want a future with them, have the conversations. Because then, if you don't, you're gonna have them 20 years from now. You're both gonna be on opposite ends of the spectrum, and you're screwed.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't get it, man. Plus, people get nasty during divorce, man. People get ruthless. And I don't think people think about that.
No.
Oh, I would never want to hurt you. Except during a divorce, you throw out the fact that you used to love this person and now you just want to rip their throat out.
Yes.
It's like, dude, you supposedly cared about this person.
Like, nah, because you gotta understand, man, when it comes to like money and shit like that, people just become the worst version of themselves. You know what I'm saying? When it involves any type of whatever, it's like they think about that one thing that they did to them 4 years ago that like, so like I said, yeah.
It's shitty. Do pre-marriage counseling. Not because you need it, but because it's probably good for you.
Yes.
And it'll probably teach you to have these conversations.
Just go to therapy in general.
Yeah. Like having a third party to bounce kind of just ideas off of, like it helps. You know? And they're not going to judge you because they don't know you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They're just there to listen to you and take your money, which...
That's right.
Listen, people pay strippers for that.
That's a cheaper therapist right there.
Well, should give therapy to some, I tell you what.
Oh,
good
man.
Old Long Dong Silver Act.
One of those just closed down near us.
Oh, God, I hate that place. But I also love it because it's kind of like nostalgic childhood, whatever.
I had never seen a car in there. Dude, they were right next to Dutch Bros, and every time we passed them, it's like, well, the lobby's empty. There's no cars.
I really like to imagine that like nobody drives there. People just walk there. Or like bikes or something like that. I imagine like a whole like bike rack with like 20 bikes out front. It's like, yeah, I'm getting Long John Silver's today. It's like, oh, how'd you know? I'm riding my bike there. God damn it.
Oh, that's great, man. Did you mention what you said you wanted to talk about? You weren't telling me?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
The wage theft.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
It's just something we don't think about.
Yeah.
And you said time theft, which I think is a good answer. But I don't know how much that accounts for. It probably a good amount, but 50 billion a year in wage theft. You know how many millions of dollars there are for car thefts? It's like 500 million.
Damn.
It's like 100 times as, wage theft is like 100 times as much.
That's crazy, man.
God, but hey, listen, man, your neighbor's the enemy, not your boss, not the CEO of that company. Your neighbor, the same motherfucker who's just trying to survive, just like you, is your enemy.
I saw another picture like that, and it was like, why are y'all getting mad at people who aren't tipping much instead of the company for paying you $3 an hour? It's like, you know what? I'm still gonna tip, but that's a fair point. Like, why?
Because this is what I'm saying. People think this shit is normal. Like, it's not.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Olive Garden. I don't know. Like, listen, Olive Garden pays its waiters and waitresses like minimum wage plus tips. So, if you're making whatever those restaurants do where they're like, oh, we can pay them $4 an hour because it's offset by tips. Go work at Olive Garden. And you're limited to like 3 or 4 tables per section because of the unlimited breadsticks and soup and whatnot, soup and salad. Go work at Olive Garden. It's a good place.
Because again, yes, you watching this right now, you deserve to have a livable wage.
Yeah.
Don't let your boss tell you any different when you ask for a raise. Don't let the guy who pulled himself up by his bootstraps tell you any different because, oh, he did it, so you can too. It's like, you don't know how much luck goes into getting this shit.
Yeah.
You know, 100%.
One thing, I'm not going to say who, a boss of someone I know, they were talking about money. And the boss said, oh, well, I didn't have to ever ask for a raise. They just recognized my hard work and gave me more money. So you should do that too. And just hearing it, and not even my boss, just hearing it, I'm like, wow. I can't even comprehend the stupidity.
These motherfuckers are so out of touch, bro. I'm telling you.
It's wild. What do y'all think?
Oh, we know what y'all think.
Yeah.
The real question is, what do you believe?
What do you need? What do you want?
Because do not dead ass say to me in the comments, do not say, oh, I don't, no, they don't deserve that because I don't need it. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck what you do or don't need. Everyone else needs that shit. Suck a dick.
Yep. Everyone needs a livable wage.
Don't
Everyone
matter.
needs to be able to pay their bills, be comfortable. Like, you know, like, yes, it's not conducive to just sit around and whine about it all day and not do anything. And, people need to be able to live off of their wage.
Yes. I said two things can be true at once.
Yep. But tell us what you think, folks.
Yeah.
Go down and comment. Say how dumb we are. Tell us how they must be living in a blue state. I knew it.
Woke liberals at it again.
Oh, man.
They turned our podcast woke.
That's right. Describe what woke means. I have yet to see anybody.
$100, you can't do it. $100, you can't do it. I give you a whole check's worth of money that you cannot describe what woke is.
That's right. Go do it right now. What do you think of Godzilla?
Woke, because he's pink.
I guess so. Oh, did you see they officially put out that it's inspired by Kaioken?
Yes, sir. I already knew that, bro. Come on, I'm in my goats. That's what I'm saying, bro. Goku and Godzilla. My G's right there, man. Literally.
Go Killer.
Oh,
go
bro, that's hard as fuck. That's kind of sick. I ain't gonna lie.
Go Killer.
I'm imagining a fusion dance between Goku and Godzilla now, and I want it. I want to see that happen.
The hair.
Dude,
Godzilla
somebody's gonna make that shit, man.
Godzilla in Goku's gi.
The gi, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Super Saiyan Godzilla.
That shit's amazing.
Oh,
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm after we're done here, I'm gonna take a dump. I'm gonna get ready, and then I'm gonna fucking go watch that movie.
Yeah. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed episode 33.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next one. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh.